Welcome back. Let's get started with our focus lesson for today. Remember, today we're going to focus on composing 3D shapes. Compose means to put together or to make. So I can compose 3D shapes and compose new shapes from the composite shape. So I'm going to take what I make and make more shapes of it. First, let's practice by naming our 3D shapes. What is this 3D shape? It's a cube. All the faces are the same. It is a cube. What is this 3D shape? Remember, 3D shapes are shapes that I can hold in my hand. It's a cone, right? It's sitting on its flat surface, its face, and the point is at the top. Now, it's a cone no matter which way I turn it. If you think about an ice cream cone, we would turn it upside down from the picture, but it is still a cone. What would this shape be? The faces are not all square. Some are rectangles. This shape is a rectangular prism. Good job. If you think about the real shape, the shape in real life, what are some things around your house that are shaped like this? Like a cereal box or a cracker box, tissue box. What is this shape? This is more like the shape of a can. It's a cylinder. It has a circle face on the top and a circle face on the bottom. But it could also be turned on its side. So no matter which way I turn it, it is a cylinder. Combine means to put together. Remember, we can put together cubes and other rectangular prisms to make larger rectangular prisms. Let me grab my shapes and let's try that. So if I were to take two small cubes, they all have flat square faces. If I was to put these together or combine them, I make a new shape. I no longer have two cubes. I have one larger rectangular prism. What makes it a rectangular prism? The faces are now rectangles and not squares. Take them apart and I have two cubes. Combine them or put them together and I have a rectangular prism. Think about other shapes that we could combine. One of these shapes is hard to combine with anything. Which one do you think would be hard to combine with any other shape? Did you guess the sphere? The sphere can't be combined with other shapes because it doesn't have a flat surface or a face. There's nowhere to stack it on top of anything else. It wouldn't stay very well. And you can't stack anything on top of it. So the sphere is a 3D shape that can't be combined with other shapes. What two shapes did I combine to make this shape, the composite shape here? All right, on the bottom, we have a cylinder. Sitting on top of the cylinder, there is a cone, right? The flat faces of the cylinder and the cone make them easy to combine. What do I have here? I started with two rectangular prisms, two flat rectangular prisms, and I put them together. And what do they form? Does it have a name? Yes, it's just a bigger rectangular prism. Now going back to our cone and our cylinder, did that shape have a name? No, it didn't have a new name. All right, here I've combined three shapes. What three shapes do you notice? All right, on the bottom, it looks like we have a rectangular prism. Then we had a cube in the middle. And on top, a cone. So in this case, we combined three 3D shapes to make a larger composite shape. Does it have a name? No. All right, look around the room you're in. Now, this may take you a minute. You may have to pause your video, but look around the room and I want you to find at least three 3D shapes, three real objects that remind you of any of the three 3D shapes we have here. Remember to pause the video if you need to. I'm going to share mine with you also. All right, you ready? I see a pencil box, and it is shaped like a rectangular prism. So my pencil box, everyday object, is shaped like the 3D object, the rectangular prism. I have a pencil holder, pencil cup. It is shaped like a cylinder. We have our flat circle face on the top and bottom and round through the middle. The next one's a fun one. I have a megaphone. What 3D shape is it shaped like? A cone. It comes to kind of a point at the top. It's got this flat circle face in the middle. All right. Share with somebody at home with you the 3 shapes you have and what 3-dimensional shape they remind you of. Now, could I combine any of my shapes? Could I take my rectangular prism and combine it with my cylinder? Yes. The flat surfaces can sit together. I could combine all 3 of mine. Now, my megaphone is open on the bottom, but I could, if it had a bottom to it, stack it on top. I can combine them where they have flat surfaces. Now, I thought about, as I was looking, a marker is kind of like a combination shape, like a composite shape. We have a cylinder body here, and then on top is kind of like a cone. Why would I say the top of a marker is like a cone? It has a flat circular base, and it comes to a point. So a marker kind of reminds you of a composite shape, a cylinder and a cone put together. What 2 shapes are combined here? I have a cube, the red cube, and an orange rectangular prism. Kind of looks like this. They stack nicely together. I can take them apart, and I would have a cube and a rectangular prism, put them together. And what is the new shape that's formed? Just a bigger rectangular prism. Now I could repeat the combination and just make a bigger version of that shape. So I could have 2 rectangular prisms, 2 cubes, and have a bigger version of that shape. So I'm combining, using good vocabulary, I'm going to combine my composite shapes to make a larger version of the shape. I could do the same thing. I could take these shapes. Now, it's easier to see on the screen than me holding it, but I could twist them and turn them to combine them all different ways. Look at how many of each one is used to make the new shape. How many of my first shape did I use to make my second shape, to make the larger shape? 2 whole stacks. That's right. So in your assignment today, you're simply going to be looking at some composite shapes, some combined shapes, and taking them apart in your mind to see how they were made. So you'll click on the red circle and use your arrow keys to move it over and circle the 3D shapes that went together to make the combination shape. Look carefully so you don't miss any. And then on the back, they've taken the new shape, the combined shape, and repeated it. And it wants you to find which one was repeated to make the larger shape. Again, my tip is to click on the circle, make sure it's highlighted, and then, sorry about that, use your arrows to move the circle over if dragging is more difficult. When you are finished with your activity, then don't forget to share. Click on that gold-colored share button in the top corner of your screen. Type in your teacher's name so that she can see all your hard work. Do your best.